believe we are live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again, for finding yourself in this moment. I cannot thank you enough, but it is Wednesday, my dudes. Day 888 converging on a Wednesday. I didn't think I'd smoke on stream anytime soon, but I'm feeling a little bit emotionally drained right now. I don't know if smoking weed is gonna make it better necessarily, but it's gonna make it something, you know. And then we're gonna dance. I already have the playlist set up. It's definitely not what we dance to usually, but it is gonna be an experience. My mind is like already tripping itself out about egos, personas. I'm worried that you friends are gonna be like, "The fuck is this?" I'm probably gonna be like, "The fuck is this?" But it is. It is the way it should be. It is the way it will be. Joy and Joshmo and Shannon and Nana here already. Day 888. It's day 888 for a day. How about that? Like it's momentous to me, and I wish I didn't feel the way I do right now. I'll talk about it a little bit later. Maybe I'll be in a better state of mind too. But lovins to you. Nancy's joining us to dance on day 888. Isn't it perfect? I'm going to take my sandals off, completely earth myself. Yeah, Pippi is already, shenanigans level 5000ing. My feet is on the ground. My head is in the air. My body is on earth. I am here. I am here. And it is beautiful. Yes, it is beautiful. It's funny how when we find ourselves in these like negative mind spaces, how things, I don't know if they lose their beauty, but it's almost like we lose this layer of appreciation for them. See the beauty, oh, see the beauty. Seeing the beauty. No! No, kitty! Leave the lizard alone! Leave the lizard! Oh no, she took him inside! I'm gonna come and save you, lizard. I'm saving you, dude. I won't let the kitty kill you. Kitty, leave the lizard alone. Oh, shame. Where did she go? Where did she go, puppy? Where did Kitty go? Man. I don't know where she is. But I just see her running past me with a lizard in her mouth. She got away with it. Hopefully the lizard did too. There she is. Stop it, Kitty. Leave the lizard. Leave the lizard be. Well, she doesn't have the lizard in her mouth anymore. I'm seeing a little lizard tail still moving. I think it disappeared. Okay. The lizard is in the brush. Pippi is playing with the tail. Man, my mind instantly got taken on a ride. It's like, oh, wow. You want some calm? You want some peace? No. Huh, Pippi? Do you have the lizard tail? Did you eat it? I think you did. No, here it is. This is the piece of the lizard that I could find. It's still moving. Yeah. It's not in her mouth anymore, so that's a good thing. My heart. I accept the everything. So much infinity, right? 3 infinities stacked on top of each other, in fact. That's a lot of infinity to handle, yeah. And it is going to come along with the bad parts as well. I think that's the part that I'm struggling with today. Is that I'm aware of what I'm going through right now is good, right? Is beautiful, is what I'm supposed to be going through. But that doesn't make the actual experience any less or any more easy. I've been having a hard time here at the farm. It will get better. I will make it better. There is such a thing as better. But all of it will be beautiful. Let's dance. Without further ado, it's time to move. Hey, Kelly is joining us too. Let's get that as a perspective. Here we go. Starting.
거울속 내가 너무 달라 보여. 세상의 상처를 받았나 봐. 낯설게 느껴지는 나의 이름. 새벽 넘어 너에게 닿기를. I'm thinking about you, about you. 알게 될 거야 서툰 이유. I'm thinking about you and always. 내가 등 돌려버린 그 지난 날을 이렇게 세보는 이 시간이 다시 만나게 해. You feeling me? Ooh, I'm losing again. 좀 느리더라도 닿길 원해. Falling in, loving me, falling in, loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. 모든 내게 느낀 loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. 어떤 모습도 loving me. 이런 절대 숨겨지지 못해. 언젠가 시간 지나 알게 돼. Spend too many nights not sleeping cause I'm lonely. 괜찮아 이젠 조금 익숙해. So I'm thinking about you, about you. 이젠 당당히 빛나려 해. I'm thinking about you and always. 이해보다는 사랑을 기대할게. 이렇게 세보는 이 시간이 다시 만나게 해. You feeling me? Ooh, I'm losing again. 좀 느리더라도 닿길 원해. Falling in, loving me, falling in, loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. 모든 내게 느낀 loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. 어떤 모습도 loving me.
Hey, it's me. It's tough right now, but it'll get better. Right? Call me.
이렇게 세보는 내 눈앞에서 말을 건네. You feeling me? Ooh, I did it again. 다 못다한 말이 전해질게. Falling
Love song 1 done. More love song 2. The third one is about being stupid.
네가 참 궁금해 그건 너도 마찬가지 이거면 충분해 좁혀줬는 이런 우리 참을 수 없는 이끌림과 호기심 묘한 너와 나 두고 보면 알겠지 눈동자를 감추고 있는 걸 Yeah, it's so bad, it's good 난그 맘을 좀 봐야겠어 Narcissistic, my god, I love it 서로를 비춘 아름다운 까만 눈빛에 빠져 깊이 내게려 숨찬 love style 마음은 이렇게 알다가도 모르지 사랑이라는 건 한순간에 필 테니 직접 들어와 두 눈으로 확인해 내 맘 가장 깊은 데로 오면 돼 망설일 시간은 삼키면 되는 걸 Yeah, it's so bad, it's good 원하면 감히 뛰어들어 There's a system like I love it 서로를 비춘 아름다운 까만 눈빛에 빠져 깊이 내게려 숨 참고 let babe
Okay. You think this is stupid? This track is about being stupid. Let's go, stupid o'clock.
Listening now, 내가 막 선명히 날 느껴봐. Do you hear me now? 계속되는 sound, 그건 너를 끄는 내 lullaby. 그 뒷걸음질 쳐도 돼. 하지만 결국은 돼. 흐르는 시간, 그 방향 따라 넌 내게 올 테니까. 깊어진 이 밤, 길어진다. 서로 내게 더 빠져와. 다시 말 밤새 널 꿈꾸게 해 도망칠 수는 없어 꼼짝할 수 없이 내 꿈에 날 가둔 채로 이 5분 아주 짙어 너의 모든 의식 속을 헤치만 와 어디가 sunrise 침묵을 찾아와 다 멋진데도 우리 등에 준 속도 그대로 Baby 넌 긴 밤이 나로만 채워
아무래도 맞춰줄 수 있지 네 fantasy So I make it crazy It's my daily baby 그래 이제는 내게 매일매일 데이지도 maybe 더 뜨거워질 테니까 When I splash it'll take a down 내 원하게 될 때까지 Every time 난 너로 나도 어둠 속 불태운 다시 난 이렇게 새로운 널 오늘 새벽 오늘 깨워버린 정해진 속도 그대로 이 밤에 날 채워
기적이란 날 밀어내지 마 다시 빠져들 테니까 다시 말 밤새 널 꿈꾸게 해 도망칠 수는 없어 꼼짝할 수 없이 내 품에 날 가둔 채로 이 5분 아주 짙어 너의 모든 의식 속을 헤치만 와 어디가 sunrise 침묵을 찾아와 다 멋진데도 우리 이제 준 속도 그대로 Baby 넌 긴 밤에 나로만 채워 불안한 건 보이지만 작은 의심도 싹 들지 않게 오직 너의 의지대 너에게 의지한 채 너 내게 와서 say you're mine cause I'm mine 언제나 고백해 도망칠 수는 없어 꼼짝할 수 없이 내 품에 널 가둔 채로 이러고 나도 짙어 너의 모든 의식 속을 헤치만 나 어떻게 상관이세 더 멀어진 대로 우리 이해해줘 그대로 baby 너 이미 말은 너로만 채워
Okay, one more.
You wanna come?
다 주워 이제 들어가 적은 거니까 이제 몸 편으로 보내 감당한데 빠지지 에고 어디였자 참 뻔한 거다 펴고 마음대로 즐겨 누구라도 불 끄고 눈 밝혀라 밤새 억눌렀던 흥을 끌어모아 밤새 손잡이를 돌려내가 원하던 걸 다 볼래 이 문 앞에서 들리는 음악 소리 내 목소리가 터지도록 외쳐 멈칫 할 시간 따윈 없어 끝인가 보 머리 쓸 시간 빨리 두고 고생해서 주인 잘못 만나고 호강시켜줄게 따라와라 와라 백볼 새콤만이니까 괜찮네 지금 들려오는 이 소리는 빵빵해 밤새 놀아보다 필요한 건 뭘 카페인 올라면 오던가 문을 열려라 함께 살아 보여 모든 게 완벽해지는 이 순간 두 눈앞에서 펼쳐지는 판타지 내 목소리가 터지도록 외쳐 멈칫 할 시간 따윈 없어 시간이 지나갈수록 더 알아지는 이 순간 Yeah, we gon' do it right now, baby 이제부터 정신 차려 세계를 눈에 담아 심장을 뻥뻥뻥
Make it say wow 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 yeah. 다들 불러 wow 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 hey. 노래 불러 na 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 hey. 3, 2, 1
광기 잡아 줄이 금지 여기 백돌 광기 잡아 줄이 금지 여기 백돌 광기 잡아 줄이 금지 여기 백돌 광기 잡아 들고 싶다면 손 때리고 미쳐 날려 오늘도 무도할 때손 때리고 미쳐 날려 오늘 밤 시작해 손 때리고 미쳐 날려 오늘도 무도할 때손 때리고 미쳐 날려
Hey, you wanna come in?
Done? Be anti-fragile, friends. Be anti-fragile. I should remind myself, I stepped in a bunch of thorns. They are definitely broken off of my foot. Man. Talking about being anti-fragile. I have to admit my own fragility. Man, another tweezer that I usually know where it is isn't going to be here. Yeah, that's about expected. I'm gonna see if I can get it out before it closes up. Bro. Were you gonna be so rude, Thorns? Maybe I'll sit in frame for you friends to witness some of the suffering. This is another thorn, or another pair of tweezers. It's not as sharp as the other ones, but I think it's shallow enough for me to succeed. I shall not quit. Get out of my body, dude. I'm still so triggered. I'm getting triggered for like layers of reasons now. Triggered that I have to use this blunt pair of tweezers when I know there's a sharper pair of tweezers usually in the same spot, but people keep taking it to their rooms. And then, shit. I know where they are. Come on, bro, come on. Did you hear that sound? It's the sound of a tweezer slipping. I'm gonna go for the old dig extraction. A needle might be better. Oh, bro. This stream. What an experience. Oh, I love how, I had this glamorized idea of what day 888 was supposed to be. And then I'm just getting schooled by the universe. That's the way it should be, actually. Just getting schooled constantly. This fucking sucks. Oh, it sucks so much. Having to dig in your own flesh for a piece that's not your flesh. There we go. There we go, little dude. Out you come. Think I can grab it with my nail now. Should have kept it bare tweezers close. There it is. There we go. Oh, that's nice. You want to see? Oh, yeah. There's a needle for reference. It's like having something jab that deep into my foot. And I had to get underneath the skin first. So it was deeper than that technically. Being a human being, how exciting. Oh, how great. You freaking asshole. Invading my personal space. Can't do that though. Can't do that. Thank you, skin. I guess. No. There's always a silver lining. Love is true. We have the bird singing in the background. Let me get my tablet of information. My emerald tablet. Oh, that's what I should call it, actually. Right now it's called Creation Station. But I think emerald tablet has a cooler ring to it, don't you? My emerald tablet. Let me get the rest of my things quickly. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I've been in this process of cutting down on my weed smoking. And I've been in such a negative space mentally after a conversation I had with my dad last night, where we were talking about self love and what that means. And it came down to this point of taking care of the self. And he asked me why am I not leaving? You know, if I believe self love is taking care of yourself, why am I not leaving? And it's a good point he's made, I guess, you know. Why aren't I leaving if I think self love is important and being treated as self love, being treated of love in general, just love, you know, some acceptance. Like, is it? I guess it is. I was like gonna ask, is it too much to want my dad to be proud of me? And I was like, oh, according to many people's fractals, yes, apparently it is too much to want that. And it's fine. No, it's fine. It does bring up this energy of like, I'll show you, dad. I'll fucking show you. It does bring that energy up in me. And I don't necessarily like feeling that way. I feel like it's counterproductive. That's the way I feel about it. I feel like if I have that energy of I'll show you, it's like the thing I want to show is gonna only be postponed. So I'm like, no, don't feel that way, dude. That's not a good way to feel. I say to the self, and the self is like, bruh, this is how I feel. I fucking show it. I'll show it. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, let me open comments. Say hi to you, friends. Thank you for listening to a moment of me, you know. I'm making plans. Hopefully, by the end of this year, I will live somewhere else. That is the current, you know, fractal that's actively being shaped, manifested, formed. Let me see what you friends say. Yeah. Doug Dad's here too. Sending you lovins. I'm in the hospital right now. My ride should be in 40 minutes. Yes, Maxine. Last message I can see came through at 4:20. And just sending you blessings, Maxine. I'm happy to have you here with us. For me to be in the hospital. Love you, other hospital patients. Maxine is like, bro, you're on my earphones. They can't hear you. Just to scream louder. So I get to be with these lovely creatures for a bit. We love you. Yeah, you survived again. Glad you're here, Beansy. How's the discomfort, Beans? That is beside Annie. It's probably still very much there. Yay, Dancy. Yay, Alex. It's nice having you here, friend. Yeah, my best friend came to visit me last night and brought me some edibles for the pain. The pain was unlike anything I've experienced before. It's pretty Bradshan, but my solar plex down the center of my abdomen is tender with cramps and shooting pains. Healing. Pain usually can be at least a sign of healing. It's like it's like a signal in your body shouting for attention, meaning like, pay attention to me, please pay attention to me. So in that way, we can think of pain as a good thing, right? It takes a little bit of mental gymnastics, but it is possible. Dance with it, keep the vibes alive through your day at PP World. I don't know what that means, but love is true. The song is A+2. You like this? You like the music, Joy? There's K-pop, straight up K-pop. We danced to K-pop today. Yeah. I told you, friends, it's gonna be something different. You know, I told you, friends, it's gonna be something that is abundant. There's like a lot of it, and the people, or at least there's a lot of people that support that kind of genre as well. Like a part of me wants to share the story of how I started. I don't know if I'm listening to it like it's a thing, but I listen to it like it's not not a thing, you know. I took LSD. It was like almost a year ago now, and I went through this fractal of exposing myself to cultures and seeing people's way of showing up in the world. And I found like this sense of, I guess, wisdom or insight in part, right? Like in a wisdom or insight about where things are going type of fractal, you know, in the Asian culture and in this Korean kind of like style of music. And then I was like, you know what? I haven't actually unironically tried listening to any. And then I went to try and listen. And the very first track that I found was that track Stupid O'Clock. And I was like, this slaps. This straight up slaps. I don't know, you know, what anybody else, you know, thinks, but I think this actually slaps. So yeah, I'm happy to share it with you, friends. Yeah. Kristen triple eighting us. That sound is katlachtig. They're laughing at me right now, man. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, laugh. Laugh. I'll show you, birds. I'll fucking show you. Laughs even harder. Thank you. Thank you, Kristen, for manifesting triple eight. Thank you so much. Abundance will flow. We have been spending so much time slowly but surely stacking skills on top of skills, blocks on top of blocks, lessons on top of lessons, consciously evolving, growing towards this whatever it is we're doing, right? This infinity that we're embracing, basically. That's one of the ways that I like telling myself. I wish you a fast healing. There will be. Walking the dogs right now, Kelly. That was true. Finished my morning project and I can finally be present now. Yeah, I've missed you. We've missed you too, Xiao. Xiao has been busy the whole weekend. Like she was working basically double shifts for some of it. Hoying hard. We love you. Thank you for finding a moment with us today, Xiao. That's definitely better than yesterday. Yes! Yes! More love! More triple eight. Triple eight. Love you so much. Thank you, Xiao. Even more abundance, more. Kicks door down. Sending you all healing vibes. Thank you, dear friend. I'm trying to go to the bathroom. It's a joke. I'm hunched over like the old lady in Howl's Moving Castle. I mean, she has this ability to transform as well, right? Is that? No, that's a different old lady. You'll be fine, Maxine. You're going to be better than fine, in fact. I do believe that you're going to go through this process of discomfort. And then when your body is healed, it's going to be like, holy shit, things are better, you know? And it's going to keep reminding you of that over and over again. Your dopamine levels are going to be like, yeah, good job, Maxine. Exist. Yeah, existing. Wow. Wow, good. Existing. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, exist. I'm sorry. I feel like your friend's energy is uplifting my spirits right now. I was like, oh. I like, you know that experience where you keep ruminating, where you're like in this combative state of fighting / defending yourself / trying to make your point clear / in your head when you're alone. I hate that. Oh, it's so exhausting. Where I find myself like I'm doing something else. And then I'm like, I realize I'm actually doing whatever the hell is going up in here. And I'm like, bruh, can I do this? Please. I don't want to be doing. Please, oh mercy, mercy, mercy. Please, mind. I know you're sad. Oh, ego is like, just give me a minute. But please, I just want some peace in this moment. Give me some peace. Let me read some more comments. Ben, continuously sending you so much love. I haven't stopped. I'm happy your pain isn't as terrible as it was yesterday. You are so strong. Love is true. Thank you so much, Joe. No, that's Shan for echoing even more love towards our dearest Maxine. Mel, that is a fantastic movie. May, well, that is a fantastic movie. The Howl's Moving Castle. Yes, may your cure of pain be soon removed. Love is true. The song is a banger. I'm happy you friends like it. Like I'm kind of like surprised. Like there was a lot. There's a song called Fearless as well, and I wanted to like play the Fearless song to kind of just remind myself to be able to dance to other music fearlessly. I was like, bro, please relax. Oh, it won't be the end of the world. We'll be okay. Friends, I was here at 2 times watching some really nice fast dance. I love you guys and may not realize how important triple eight is to me. I mean, Shell, you have quadruple eight, you know, in some of your usernames, so I do know how important it is to you. Oh, it's been a part of my user. I should have just finished your comments. Yes, it has been. Like the very first time seeing Shell's name in like Arpan, one of the things that I noticed is the fact that she had quadruple eight in her name as well. You know, I mentioned the abundance thing then as well. Probably feels like yesterday. You know, that poor version of me didn't know what's coming for him. Can't believe Christian Bale did the voiceover for Howl's Moving Castle. Do the edibles help, Beans? I'm grateful for your friends being there for you. I'm sending you big love and thoughts and healing from the altar, from afar, hoping they gain momentum along the way. Absolutely. Healing. Healing. Just saying the words, just hearing the words educates yourselves as to what they're supposed to be doing. Healing. Healing. Abundance. More. Ceaseless. Infinite. Healing. Laughing Tiger, I hope you heal well and swiftly. I'll be right there with you tomorrow, having a partial knee replacement. We'll probably be in the hospital for 3 days. There's probably going to be some pain in that as well. Healing. 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 Yeah. Oh, my foot is bleeding where that thorn came out. You'll be okay, dude. Chillax. Oh. Chill today feels important to me. I remember triple four so clearly and chatting with Mel for one of the last times before I dropped off the face of the earth for a bit there. And here you are, right? One cycle. One full cycle back here in this moment. Maybe we'll celebrate that moment. The quailfuls are quaying. There's like so much energy happening right now. Can you hear the quailfuls? Like first the katlachters, now the quailfuls. An abundance of bird sounds. Oh, gobbledygoo, bear. Like what? We're talking about abundance? Thanks for being you. Gobbledygoo. Oh, I'm gonna smoke with that in mind. Be you. So today's whole stream topic, I haven't even mentioned it, was supposed to be by doing something beautiful for someone else, you equip them with like that energy of beauty so that it'll be easier in turn for them to go and beautiful at someone else. So gobbledygoo, thank you for beautifuling at me in this moment. To you, friends, love is true. Make beautiful. Yeah. All of them molecules is being like, what's up, blood-brain barrier? What's up, endocannabinoid receptors? What's up, dudes? And the endocannabinoid receptors are like, bruh, come in here, bruh, come, give us a hug. And they're hugging and they're being like, yeah, fucking, this is sick. This is so sick, I missed you. Oh, missed you too, little marijuana molecules. Your friends are beautiful. Isaac! Talking about beautiful friends, Isaac is like, what? We're talking about being beautiful? Hello from a bed in France. Deathly sick. Fuck, that sounds like it sucks, dude. Did you get like a flu on the plane or something? I'm sorry, my dude. Sending you healing vibes, bro. I'm just imagining Isaac laying on a bed somewhere in France. Of course, in this joke of a, not a joke necessarily, rendition of an infinity. There is Eiffel Tower. Like Eiffel Tower and then Isaac knocked out under the bed, suffering. He's like, bro, please, can I just not? And then suddenly Isaac's eyes shoot wide open. He has a breath of air that flows into his lungs, creating clarity, that sense of realization even. He blows out and all of the germs evacuate. They run for their fucking lives because something came alive in Isaac. That's like the Terminator equivalent of white blood cells. You know, the T cells kind of like spotted that messed up virus cell, and it's like, this is what he looks like, boys. And now the white blood cells are just kicking ass, messing all of them virus up. Get well soon, Isaac. I hope you feel better, bro. I know you will. I know you will. It's just a matter of time. Thank you for finding yourself in this moment, no matter how bad you feel. We love you. Also, I want to send healing vibrations to those who have been cut and those who will still be cut in order to heal. Maxine and Louisiana should be okay. They will. At least we live in an age where this is even possible. It's even possible, right? People just used to straight up die. Oh man, you know, guess I die. It's like, have you considered using cocaine to drive the demons away before you die? It's like, yeah, that's a good idea actually. Cocaine sounds kind of nice right now, you know, maybe that will help. It's like, yeah, but don't forget to take your morphine with your cocaine. It's like, wow, thanks, doctor. Anything else? Oh yeah, we might, you know, want to let some of the demons out by cutting. Yes, technology. Yes, progress. Yes, blessings to our friends. You'll get better soon. We live in the future. Much of weed gummy. Maybe that would be a good idea for you too, actually, Louisiana. Take some weed gummies with you. Weasel is taking the tweezers for his it explains his angry energy. I'm gonna just keep that name. I know what you were saying. That's hilarious. I have been angry with him. Like I heard from my dad yesterday that your brother doesn't even talk to you. And I'm like, yeah, I've noticed. Thanks for reminding me, Dan. So yeah, I appreciate the sentiment. Why are you scared, Lois? Is there something? Do you feel comfortable talking about us with? Like, this is my projection. I'm scared about taking weed. I've never done it. Oh, wow. For some reason, Louisiana, in my mind, you have been an avid weed smoker this whole time. I don't know why, but that's kind of like my assumption. That's so crazy. It can help for pain, right? It might be a cool experience if you're gonna be stuck in a hospital bed, to be stuck in a hospital beds after eating edibles. You know, that doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world to me. And you're in a hospital, so which there rarely, if ever, like there's no, you know, reported overdose of a single weed case. If it turns out bad, you're in the best place you could possibly be. And I even if you tell the doctors, right, after you get out of your, you know, like stage, you don't want to take edibles as you're going to the ER, for example. That wouldn't be like advisable. But after you're in your bed and you're recovering, and your doctor comes in on you and is like, "What? Are you okay?" And you tell them, "Oh, I took an edible." They're not gonna be like, "How dare you? I can't believe." They're gonna be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." That makes sense. Oh, love is true. Sending you blessings. Louisiana, healing vibes for you too. Ease into your doses for sure. It is good advice. Holy dude. That was a thorn in Elias' paw. Yeah, it's out now at least, you know. Like I'm glad I didn't wait, because if I waited, that thing would have probably like grown over or something. There's always a silver lining. Yeah. Hope your recovery is swift. Love is true. Scene, I still have frostbite from when my mom went through menopause. Frostbite. My dad said something one time. Mom, let him have it. Never happen again. Are you like actual frostbite, as in, you know, you almost lost one of your limbs because of cold? Like maybe it's just your mom was so cold during her menopausal period that you are still scarred. I don't know, dude. You youngins with all of your terminologies. Then I don't know, like how I'm calling Duck Dad, the youngin. Yes, Duck Dad. Yes. Yeah, so I'm blessing you with youth more. Maxine, the whole 3 days, that's so nice. Here, we get you on your feet the minute you can to get you out of the door, usually down the steps, usually the day following surgery. So I'm excited. Yeah, it's probably like an expenses thing as well, where keeping someone in the hospital for 3 days is like a $20,000 extra bill or something. So fortunately, that's not the case where Louisiana lives. She lives in Canada. You know, they have good health care. Wow, it's almost like that's important to people. You know. Nice. Put the put the trigger dial a little bit down. Oh, the butterflies in the sky is so beautiful. Puts the realism back on. Oh, I have to do things. What's wrong with me? Just drink some water. That's what I should do. That's probably gonna help. That will definitely help ground myself a little bit. Love you. I'm scared about taking weed. You'll be fine. LA, eat half a gummy. Yeah, you'll be fine. You know, us peer pressuring one of our friends into taking drugs. Just what's wrong? What's wrong with us? Because that would be the narrative, right? That would be bunch of youngins peer pressure women into taking half drugs, like only half drugs. You know, not full drugs. I mean, weed is basically like half drugs. Means I feel super eased for you after you get over this healing hill. Like I really feel like you're going to bounce back, brand new, taking on life like a superhero. Agreed. Thank you, Jovan, for echoing that sentiment as well. The first time is a little like floating in a balloon. You feel giggly and possibly like you eat the entire fridge. Yeah. And then after a few hours, you slowly come down. That's an apt description. For me, it's just an experience of warmth. You know, I have had this experience of warmth in my head, warmth in my body, warmth in my heart. And this warmth usually kind of contributes in a general warmth to receiving and warmth to giving, at least in the capacity that I'm capable in this moment. You know, it's not evil. I guess that's what we're trying to say. But it's your choice and it's your body and it's your experience. So it always comes down to you. Well, since you guys asked me about my connection of the numbers 88 and 888 and 8888, it definitely stems from my time living in Hong Kong when I became aware of these as lucky numbers. Weirdly enough, my appreciation of the number 888 also came after my visit to China, where 888 is seen as a number of abundance. And if you were to like gift someone money, you know, they have this thing called red packs where they give someone like a little, you can do it online, you know, like on your messaging app even, little packet of money, and they will send like 888 yuan. And it's like you bless someone with abundance and then those numbers are lucky, so it like creates more abundance in their life. And I kind of adopted that understanding as well. I'm happy that you shared your fractal. Thank you. It's nice to know that we share that as well, actually. It was 20 milligrams. That's a decent amount as well for an edible. Joy, my wife, had an insanely bad experience of only 10. Some people are sensitive, use caution. It is fine. Cut it in half. Wait 45 minutes. Try again. I would even say longer than 45 minutes because sometimes it can have like a delayed effect, especially if it's your first time. Your body basically like builds the infrastructure to be able to process it properly. So yeah, because you don't want to like feel the effects thereof or not feel the effects thereof, take another one and then feel the effects of two. Like that's the other, you know, like thing that ends up making people's experiences bad, unfortunately. Kali, I've been kicked out after my major surgeries except for my C-section. Every hysterectomy, out the door, but I guess this one is different. Yeah, your knee is kind of like an essential part to your autonomy, you know, and you don't really want to put people on the thing they need to autonomize with when it's brand new and still healing. My phone number in Hong Kong ended in 8844. So my username has always been Shell, triple A to Shell, 8888. Love is true. Thank you, Shell, again for sharing. Love was saying, Mel, how many times have we talked about wanting our dads to be proud of us? It's too much. Too many times. Well, you're right. Every time, you're right. Doesn't change the fact that that's something the self wants. Oh, Dad, be proud of me, bro. Bro, please. Please, bro. I'm trying so hard. Can you see? Can you see I'm trying every day? Fucking selfish. Yes, I'm like just tripping about all of the projections. Stupid as well. I also got called stupid last night. It was nice. Me stupid? Sure. Me make more stupid. Yeah, more stupid. My dad told me, like a part of this whole stupid narrative is, and he does smoke weed. That's the funniest part about what he said. Like I don't understand how he. Anyway, he goes, "Oh, I can also smoke a bunch of weed and then trip out and then come to the conclusions you do." He says this to me. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Then why don't you? Why don't you come to the same conclusions I do, Dad?" And he believes that I, wreck myself to the point of desolation so that I can be so confused that I come up with the answer that love is true. Right? Then we had this conversation. I was like, bruh, love is true. Period. And he's like, nah. There has to be justice, he says to me, Don't you think a loving God would be just? I'm like, bruh, love is true. Oh. And it's like, nah, you go to hell. I'm like, no. 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 There is no such thing, dude. Unless you believe that about your experience. And I shared with him again, like I cannot, right? It's not even like a want not. It's like an impossibility for me to accept that a God that calls themselves all loving has eternal damnation as its punishment. Right? Those concepts do not meld. They cannot, they're like water and oil. They're like sliding up against one another. There is no unity, right? There is no flow happening. There is just a layer of separation that is technically still in this understanding of duality, right? But it is an extreme to the point that it does not compute anymore. And love is not true in that case, is it? Yeah, puppies. Yeah, sweetie girl. Sweetie. Sweetie. Yeah. Sweetie dogger. Okay, no pressure melt is just a number, but there is just something great about it. I can't put my finger on it. It's beautiful. 888. Like for me, the reason I like synchronous numbers is because they're pretty. We're talking about do something beautiful for another, right? Like when you see synchronous numbers, you don't have to be like, wow, what does it mean? You can just think, that's nice. That's nice, right? Looks nice. 44. Yeah, sick. The number 34 looks good to me as this one as well. The number 47 for the same reason, because it means more than just a number to me. I see the beauty behind something as simple as a number. And the number 888 for us is this number of 3 infinities stacked on top of each other, right? Love, love, love. More. Abundance, abundance, abundance. All of the infinities being sent your way. It's brutal. Just when you think you've got a handle on it, it just grabs you again sometimes. Because the proud is based on whether or not I reaffirm his beliefs. And it kills his ego that I will not, right? Because he spent his whole life believing it. He really likes saying that to me as well, that I don't understand. It's like, because you don't understand the gospel, he says to me. I'm like, Dad, of course I don't understand it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. How can you separate? How does it make sense to you that there is you and then there is this other thing that needs to save you somewhere out there? How does that make sense? It's unity, right? Like even there's like lines in the Bible where Jesus straight up goes, there's no men, there's no women, there's no slaves, there's no masters. All are one under me. Says that straight up, like line for line. And I'm like, Dad, look what he's saying. Look what he's saying. You see what he's saying? He's saying we are one. One, like a unity, an ultimate unity. It's like, nah. That's not what he means. He means he's the one. I'm like, Dad. My freaking brain gets spazzed out. And then I feel like the stupid one, where I'm like, am I stupid? Why can't I explain to him that this does not make any sense? Why? Because he doesn't want to believe, right? In the same way that he can't understand why I don't want to believe what he believes. It's such a joke, right? And it's a lesson. It is a lesson. Damn it, I'm a bad student. I'm a bad student, it seems. I need to have my ass kicked by the lesson, it seems, sometimes. Get curb stomped by the lesson. Haymakered, RKO'd. Okay, stop. In my opinion, which is not so humble, I think your dad probably wants to be sure that you will survive in life, and he may not be convinced by you living at home. And I keep telling him, Shell, I'm okay with dying. All right? I have gone out into the world and worked a job and paid for my own food. I've done that. I went to China to go and do that there as well. And I could do it completely alone, having no one. Nobody. Oh, nobody. The people don't even speak my language, And the people that do speak my language want to talk about who's having sex with who in the office space. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. I don't care who's fucking... All right? And then I came back realizing that surely I have to do something else. Surely what I'm doing is driving me more insane than trying to do something else. And then the something else started to happen, and now we're doing something else, whatever this something else is. It's purpose in a way that I cannot communicate to my dad, right? Nobody motivates me other than the sense of there are things to be done, right? There are love to be shared. There are things to be made more beautiful, not less beautiful. Not this acceptance that, ons lewe in 'n gebroke wêreld is the line my dad gives me. We live in a broken world, he says to me. Right? We live in a broken world. And I'm like, bro, I don't believe that. Things can be broken, right? Things. Small things, but the world isn't broken. Our current definition of the world and our understanding of our relationship to it, that could be broken, There's new ones. There's new ones. But I don't believe this world is broken. And because I don't believe this world is broken, I'm not defeated by it, right? And I can feel that it's the thing that makes me get up in the morning. It's the thing that has stopped me from wanting to get away from this world, If I believed that it was broken, what am I trying to do to try and fix it, And then watching this belief system and how it influences this attempt to try and fix it, and how it's just non-existent, or it doesn't seem to happen. No matter how hard I try to explain that, it confuses me that there is, 2.4 billion people that believe in something that haven't come together and try to change what is, right? Like the collective being in this state of, oh, we're going to get saved when we die one day. Or we're going to save ourselves so that when there's a rapture, and people just get taken away, we'll be on the bus away, right? Like it's this state of almost like apathy and denial of the power you have to make things more beautiful, to make your family relationships more beautiful. And I am not allowed to be a part of this beautiful family because I don't believe their beliefs. And it's clear, it's very clear that that's the way it is, and the only thing I can do to try and change that is change literally who I am, change the actual person I am before I can be accepted, which is so absurd. It's, oh my goodness, like all I expect of him is to admit he has the potential to change things, right? This conversation of forgiveness that I had with him last night, where he's like, what do you do if you've done something wrong? I'm like, you make it right. And he's like, oh, what if the person you done something wrong to moved to a different, country? I'm like, then you reach out to them and you make it right. You apologize. And he's like, oh, but that person can't forgive you. Only God can forgive you. I'm like, well, when you forgive yourself as God, Dad, how does that happen? And like he kind of like gives me this narrative of like, asking for forgiveness. And I'm like, yeah, you can do that for yourself. Right. And he was like, oh, what do you do? And he asked me, have you apologized to every single person you've wronged in your life? And I'm like, no, not directly, but I have it in my heart. And he's like, that doesn't count. I'm like, yeah, it does actually. It creates this sense of calm in me to know that I have, at least on a emotional level, been willing to admit to myself that I have performed poorly in this social situation. I have been mean to a person repeating something I say. Like that was like one of them. There was this friend I had, and when we were in a conversation and like something was said that had impact, he would double it. He would just say the exact same sentence directly afterwards. And now looking back, I understand that's a level of enthusiasm and mirroring to feel like you're a part of a social dynamic, right? So seeing it from this perspective, from this grown person's heart, I can address that situation in my heart, admit to myself that there was fault, and I can be better. I can be more beautiful, right? But if there is this level of asking forgiveness for something else needs to forgive me of this thing that I've done, it creates this vector of non-responsibility, right? Like, oh, I don't have to change. I just have to say sorry. And then you can do the same thing over and over again. And then seeing that in my dad's behavior with my mom, with me especially, there's willingness to say sorry when there is like a certain level of non-responsibility, inconsideration could be another one. And then doing it again and doing it again and doing it again and doing it to the point where it like becomes this tension in your being as soon as you see this person, anger, so much anger. And then there's like a level of confusion as to why that's the case. Why? What are you angry about? I didn't do anything right now. Right? What do I do right now? That's bad. Being a human is hard. You want to see the sunset? It's basically going down right now. Sorry, there's like a stick in the way. I'll give you friends that view till it sets. I properly love you, dear son. Go and bless our friends on the other side of the world. I didn't know that you lived in Hong Kong. A layer of perspective I love to wander in. So beautiful, right? Wondering how old she was. Wondering, how many responsibilities she had, what she was doing, what she was experiencing. I think you're going to have to stop having conversations with your dad that don't seem to go well. I think that is going to be the best approach as well, Joyviv. That's basically my current game plan is don't talk. Clearly when I try talk, they're only me stupid. So me no talk, maybe me smart. That's what I'm gonna try and do. Lozana weed is a great analgesic, pain reducer. I'm guessing feels comfortable for you, in my opinion, which is not a humble love again. So much love. I'm already convinced that they're going to thrive. That you are going to thrive wherever you are. Love you, Shell. Thank you so much for echoing that. Your dad is proud of you, Melt. Sometimes I wish my dad was around just to see what he's missing. My niece is incredible. My brother is the best man I know. He didn't want any of this. And that's okay. Yeah, I guess. You know, it's just this layer of unwillingness to see the person that I am, you know, because I'm not the person he wants me to be. And, you know, like he can use the words proud, he can use the words beundruk. That's the word he uses. It's like impressed. Like he's impressed. He's beundruk. But he's not proud, you know. Ah, watching the sunset. Love you. Love you. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, and then the slither goes away. I'm proud of myself. And that's okay. Maxine, please tell me. You asked over and over again if you could keep an ovary in a jar. I hope there was eggs, at least, if anything. An ovary in a jar sounds pretty sick as well, though. Weird, but pretty sick. My music prediction for today was correct. Love it's true. Melt, old school dad. Like that, don't care about your feelings because feelings was never a thing. In his mind, even if you are miserable, it's his job to teach you life skills that he sees as valuable. He's trying to, in his own words, save my eternal soul. That's what he's trying to do, right? Ek wil iets vir jou gee wat ewigheidwaarde het, you know? And I'm like, bruh, my soul is not saved, though. You know, like, I came here as a being of love, you know, for love. That's why we're here. Like, if I wasn't loving, I wouldn't be here, right? What's the point if there's nothing to love? No food to love, no person to love, no pet to love, no trees to love, no sunset to love, no other people to love. What's the point? What is the point, right? And then realizing, at least in my fractal, that that is how I saved myself from this impending sense of doom, from this guilt and fear, from this sense of nihilism. You, how dare you? How dare you do that to me? Ming squatter. You horrible, horrible creature. I forgive you. I forgive myself for not noticing quicker. I forgive my skin for having an allergic reaction and then it's causing me to itch. Yeah, that feels better. That does feel better. I feel better. Nice. Let me continue reading. They're laughing with you. Yes. Thank you. I just went back into that fractal and changed all of the neurons, you know, to them laughing at me in that moment, to them being like, we're gonna laugh when we show them. You know, not laugh like evil, just laugh like, isn't this great? Oh, 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 really? It's Shell's day. I am interested to find out how the rest of your day pulls out. Love is true. I didn't mean to be Joy. I asked him to keep one of his testicles. I guess it's a dude thing. I'm sorry. Wait, what? Yeah. Love is true, right? Just remind ourselves that no matter what, like, and I'm reminding myself as well in the context of my dad. He loves me. He does love me. That's why it was to save my eternal soul. But he doesn't love me, right? He thinks, he looks at me and then goes, "Oh, this poor motherfucker needs saving. This one needs saving," right? That's what he sees me as, and I'm like, bro, stop! Oh, please, have some mercy. Have some mercy. Like your whole thing, the whole thing you believe in is about, you know, compassion and forgiveness, and acceptance of others, you know. Like the Jesus archetype you believe in was like one of the dudes who would go and like chillax, chill with apparently the worst types of people. You know, that's like the message you were supposed to be taking from it. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he was trying to save them, right? But he wasn't, you know, like actively like that's the only thing they were talking about, guaranteed. Like if that even happened, like you know, if, I think of it as like a psychological drama, like seeing this fractal play out in your head, right? Like a drama scene, and you can project your own feelings, your own understanding of what that means, and then trying to explain that to my dad is like, nope, that shit actually happened, bro. Like frame for frame, oh, like the words written in the Bible is by God Himself. I'm like, what about all of the books that got melted away, just edited, you know, just like gone? No, they don't count. Story, 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 story. Oh my goodness. Kelly. Oh my goodness, Didi. Exactly what I would have done. Love oddities and used to have quite the skull and bone collection. Was mad they wouldn't give my partner his tooth. Said it's a biohazard or some bullshit. Yeah, no, not really actually. Natalie left. Is still inside me for now. You better believe I asked every 5 minutes when they were talking about getting it out. Love is true. Guys, you know 88 is the abundance number. We do. We do know that, Alex. That's actually what we've been talking about quite a bit today. It is a nice one. The fact that some of your friends, you know, donated as well. All of you friends are donating your beautiful time to me right now, right? And the fact that we have, because of this abundance of human experiencers, been allowed this human experience. What a blessing. What a blessing. What an abundant blessing, right? Like there is literally more human experience here than I can even fathom, right? More. The more side of this experience. So much more than I can fathom. Like I literally, even if I tried to, I can't understand how much experience is being had right now and how much this experience is going to mean going into the future, you know, like memories, the influence we kind of project into each other, and then how that influences our state of being, whether or not we're happy, whether or not we feel a sense of lightness or love, whether or not we see Toast Malost and, you know, beloved Connor in chat, all of that. Synchronicities. It's so nice seeing you friends here. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more present. Hype, hype, skibao, hype, 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 skibao, skibao, boobies. Love is true. Too many bagels. I've missed you so much, friend. From Paris and Jazzy Boo. Love is true. Send you some good vibes there, dude. Send Jazzy our greetings as well. I made it 2.5 days before getting a massive flu type something. Breathing. Oh man, that sounds amazing. I'll manifest that. In reality, I got up today and took a shower and I felt so tired I thought I was gonna fall over. Wishing you strength as a part of the rest of the fractal as well with the bear. I saw a lily, like the almost like depiction of a lily kind of like opening up. Anyone else thinking about food, knowing Isaac is in France? No, no food. Isaac, I caught a respiratory infection in the Netherlands. I was fetal on the floor for 3 days in Amsterdam. Not from anything fun. I feel you, my dude. Oh, that sounds kind of rough. I probably would have eaten mushrooms in that fetal position, sick. You know, be like, at least pretty, at least grateful. Oh, I'm dying, but I'm not dead, so that's good. How was that? It's great though. Saw some beautiful cathedrals. Walked through the wonderful streets of the streets of the city. The smell of, oh goodness, that's horrible. Wasn't as sick though. Not me, Melty. I've never smoked at all. I've done shroomies and also microdosed them, but that's all. Maybe, you know, I think like I connected with that and then assumed, you know, like there's very few people that I know who have taken mushrooms who haven't smoked weed as well, at least at first. My projection got ton of medicines. I'm happy to hear that. Get better, brother bear. I guess being sick in France is a little more grandeur than being sick in bed at home. Trying to find a silver lining. Yeah, I'm just imagining, right, like two tangential scenes opening up. You know, Isaac sick at home, Isaac sick in Paris, and then I'm like seeing this pan in over his house, and then like a zoom in on him laying in his bed, and like the soundtrack is, I don't know, like imagine generic American music song right? I don't know if that's offensive to say those words, but it's said. You got the experience, and then second scene starts up, and then it goes "Twa-na-na-na-nwa, twa-na-na-na-nwa, twa-na-na-na-na." You know the one I'm talking about. Zooming into Friends, and Isaac sick in bed and Friends, and the music still goes "Twa-na-na-na, twa," and there's baguette, and there's tring tring, someone riding a bicycle. Ice cream that. Right, give me a giggle. Love you, dude. Get better, brother bear. Get better. The Alpine Disney Paris. I saw the Eiffel Tower and spent a few hours alone, offering to take pictures of families and couples and talking to people from all over. That's so beautiful. I'm happy to hear that you actually had that experience at least, man, before you came down with the sickness. Crazy. I haven't found the European cities to be so stinky. Now, the cities in the southern states, now they were an assault on the senses. I hope you heal quickly, Isaac. Yeah, I haven't traveled to any place where. I mean, China had a very distinct smell to it, but it was more like odd street food, not. I'm getting teleported. No, bring me back. Oh, yeah. The air smells good here. It's nice taking pictures for people in public, right? That's the first thing I was thinking about as well. Is like people are like, how nice is this dude? Just helping people, taking photos. Yeah, I didn't have my ID, and the lady was like, well, you can't go up the Eiffel Tower without one, even though the rest of the group, Jasmine included, didn't read them to go up. Didn't need them, so I stayed behind. That's really uncool, dude. That's kind of uncool, bro. It's like, yeah, you don't got a freaking ID. We want to know who you are before you go up tower. Why? Because we say so, and because we said so, you can't go up if you don't got IDs. And you're like, well, I guess I can't go up. Yeah, get wrecked, dude. Is it a power trip thing? Come, Peppy. Is it a power trip thing? I don't know. How petty do you have to be? How powerless do you have to feel in your own life to want to do that to a person? Yeah, I guess that makes perfect sense that would happen. In fact, a body in motion is a body that heals faster. We definitely need to rest, but we must force our bodies to move and keep the blood flowing, even when most painful. Like you can move without putting strain on those legs as well, Loazana. So just like throughout the day, kind of like lifting your leg a little bit and kind of like bending your knee, dropping them to the side a little bit, maybe, in moderation and appropriately when you are allowed to start moving. That might be the best way instead of like having to directly put, pressure on it as well. Canadian 2, we kick knee patients out because it's so important to have them moving and back to normal for full function on the knee going forward. There we go. Yeah, so just like moving it in bed might be a good start if you're going to be in the hospital for 3 days, like not to just lay down the whole time, to actually move that knee without putting direct pressure on it. When I had my knee arthroscopy, they kicked me out immediately. It was rough. They didn't really talk to me about exercises. They just gave me an old photocopy of some knee exercises. But they hurt. They will. And kind of gave up too soon. You'll get better, Loazana. Like just moving it, right? Like just like mobility is the biggest thing. You don't have to be strong, but being able to move through your full range of motion, that is where the real value lies. The longevity as well, the stretching. Long recovery times can be super demoralizing when you're doing all of this work but not seeing the benefits. Yeah, exactly. It happens on the inside. Oh gosh, I know the hurt, Lois. Love is true. Weight melt. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he drinks and he smokes weed occasionally. Like he's asked me multiple times, like actual multiple times, to roll him multiple sets of joints that I put in his little box, and then he finishes them, and then he asks me to roll him more, but it trips him out to ask me to roll him more because it kind of gives away how much he's smoking. So he stopped asking me, and I'm like just in this state of like, bruh, are you kidding me right now? Like, why do you have to make it so hard for both of us to actually get along? Why do you have to try and pretend to be this person you're not? pretending, so much pretending, you know. He's like played this role for so long, he's terrified of admitting to himself that he's been playing a role. All people are but actors on a stage. William Shakespeare. Kelly, when I had my, I think I've read that one. I noticed love is true. Yeah, I noticed. A body in motion, love again. I know, Joe Schmo. I've been doing bed yoga, there we go, and gentle movement. I've learned a lot since the last surgery, which was 5 to 6 years ago. Good, I'm happy to hear that. I hate when people say they can imagine the big brass balls it takes to think you know God's will. Not only you know God's will, but you believe that this God is actual love, because that's our line as well. And then at the same time, you also believe that he's gonna damn me forever if I don't believe this will you're projecting at me. When I went to open YouTube for stream, I somehow have 47 notifications, of course. Love is true. 100% agree. It's so arrogant, presumptuous. Especially like what, like, oh, just the word God alone, right? Again, another approximation. It's something so vast that it comes back to almost like trying to make it simple as just pure awareness, all pervading, right? Everything in that pure awareness, that God is loving awareness, that willingness to lovingly pay attention to, right? Why would he have this agenda? Why would he have this like narrative of infinite pain? Like, because he's gonna see that, right? He's gonna suffer that experience, not me, technically, right? Yeah, again. And then I try to have this conversation with my dad, and he's like blocking. Cannot let the information get in. Love, love, love. I think if you want to witness the will of God, just look around and see what's happening right in front of you. This experience is exactly what is willed to us, willed by existence itself. Exactly, right? That's what I like. I tried to talk with my dad about that as well. It's like, bro, if you believe in this God, you know, who has this plan, then I'm a part of that plan, aren't I? And the way I see the world and the perspective I have on the world is also a part of his plan. John, sending you love, man. It's nice having you here, bro. Good vibes. Oh, so much. So proud of you, Duck Dad. Germanism, you're a hero, dude. Love is true. Wish my wife would be, though. I think your wife is proud of you, dude. He's staying with his girlfriend. The number's next door. Little Scott. Oh, I did have a wonderful week alone for the first time in my life when Jasmine was in Paris. First, it was the first time being alone in my place ever. I played and planned ludicrous amounts of D&D. I've also been invited to a D&D campaign, but I just do not have the time, unfortunately. Not so much. You're a tabletop gamer, very much so. I remember one stream when Christian was there, and I suggested maybe it was time for Mel to bounce out there, and Christian was like, no, but never said why. I guess it's just a matter of potential, you know. Like we are kind of getting fucked over right now as a species. You know, like that's the current state of being. And going out and renting means literally between 60 and 80% of my salary, my current income is gonna just evaporate every month to getting to live somewhere, right? And that isn't really great for when you're trying to do what it is I'm doing right now, you know, essentially. I guess that's why he knows as well. Was a campaign for almost 15 years before I moved here, and now I'm really missing it. I mean, you have friends online, you know, like you can potentially play with Isaac. I think he would love to have you there. Not weird at all. If she's incredibly proud of you, there we go. Love is true. I feel like I'm so far behind the current narrative that's happening. Joy, releasing, let's read from Kelly's. Releasing inherently disappointing. Wait a second. Releasing communication stuff. Working on my mess of a marriage. We have put emphasis on being proud of one another and showing gratitude daily. It doesn't fix anything, but makes them now very nice. Another one could just be radical honesty, right? Like, I am not in a marriage, but from the fractals I've experienced, radical honesty about the things that bother you can also help. Like we have been conditioned to believe that if something makes you angry, you shouldn't talk about it. But the data shows talking about the things that make you angry and kind of like confirming with this person that there are these things that make me angry that you do, even if it's small, even if it's kind of like petty, just communicating that can create like a sense of freedom and more love in seeing that vulnerability reflected. I really like the being proud of one another as well, though. Sending you love. Joy with people are inherently disappointing. We're imperfect beings. I just try to find what Sam said for yourself inside yourself and not worry too much about finding that reflection in another's eye. Exactly. Like there's no reflection that's going to be as pure as your own, like when you look in the mirror. And that's kind of like the reflection you start with. And then the rest of it, is like you embracing the fact that other people are going to be beautifully different. I'd rather be judged by my misdeeds than live in ignorant bliss, walking around with a license to sin. A license to sin, and then, you also know where the car wash is that you go to, once a week to get your car washed. Like, that is just now. Squints eye tightly and makes a wish. Yes. French toast. Sam, it is a weird thing to say, but I knew at a pretty young age that I wasn't allowed to have that. I had a lot of buddies and friends and lovers and traveling companions, but not a partner though. Hmm. I don't know if that's the ultimate case though. I can still see you having many, many partners of life, Doesn't just have to be one. Can just be a momentary thing. But that is a partner of life after all. Looks like a beautiful fractal. Love is true. Oh, Melt, if your dad could see the ripples you send out into the world, the joy and comfort you bring your tribe, I can't imagine a move. Noble calling for us all. A more noble calling for us all. My dad believes that I do this for myself. Right. And maybe like I should sit with that as well. Is there any truth? Like maybe this is exercise where you you take what people say about you and then you try and prove them right. You know. But like I can't do that anymore. Like I can't see myself doing this if it was just for myself. And I was trying to communicate that to him, where he's like, "Yeah, dude, you're doing it for yourself because you like the attention." And I'm like, "But Dad, the whole point of this stream is the fact that we give one another attention. It's like we feed into each other's lives in a way where there is an experience had that cannot be replicated through any other form of media that I have selfishly consumed, right? Just looking at a screen, getting talked at, or watching a story unfold, or like this is a sense of connection that I feel if I was only selfish, it would be noticed, right? And new friends wouldn't come back. And then I worry, like, am I being selfish? Like, how can I be less selfish? How can I give more to you friends? Am I love is true. Love is true. I can be proud of myself, and that doesn't make me a horrible person. Ah, Joe, I wish I found out about myself before I had a kid. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. My brother is like that, Joe. We joke that there's only one person he's ever marry will be someone with coding. He can alter like a robot. I mean, that isn't too far away either. People are probably gonna have robo girlfriends, before the year 2044. That's kind of absurd. I literally donated 30 plants to a center that helps adults get over addiction by teaching them valuable skills like gardening. In the same day, I'm told my job isn't real and not of value. People believe that the only value there is what they can see right in front of them. And if it doesn't value them, if it doesn't benefit them, then it might as well not have any value because they don't get to experience the full impact of what it is we're doing. And because they don't want to, and because they don't allow themselves to, it is going to remain impossible. Mount, does your dad think you were ever saved at one point? Nope, he doesn't. He believes I've never been saved because I refuse to get baptized. He's like, I've had this conversation with him where I was like, at one point in my life, I was a devout Christian, and I would go to people and ask them about the gospel, and see the conversations they would have with me, and there would just be at least in my mind, looking back, there's part of me that was realizing that I was projecting. I guess that's the word, right? Like I saw my dad do this, and I saw my dad wanting me to do this. And then I thought, if I do this, then maybe he will love me. And then I did it, right? And I guess that's why he believes I've never been actually saved. And I am okay with that. If I have to go to hell, I'm sure many of my friends will be there waiting for me. Right, can't send me to hell, bro. I'm gonna be in heaven no matter where I go. I'm gonna be in heaven no matter where I go because heaven is in the midst of you. Apparently, Jesus quotes, "Heaven is in the midst of you, right in the middle of you. You can't escape what's in the middle of you." That's absurd. I'm glad you feel like pouring out that froth, my friend. No need to apologize for having actual life problems and unloading some of the weight. I know, it just makes me feel selfish, right? Because you friends, don't necessarily want to deal with my nonsense. You have enough of your own nonsense to deal with, right? And this space is supposed to be a place where we uplift one another and we create more hope. And I do believe that I'm still trying to do that, and we're still succeeding at doing that. But I'm aware of how grateful I am for every single one of your friends' time. And how can I communicate that to him? Like, how can I communicate to my dad that there are literal infinite human beings deciding to find themselves here over and over again, and that I love them? That there are friends here right now who have been showing up over and over again, who doesn't even say anything, right? Having this experience, gaining something from this experience, and hoping that that is something that's good, something that's beautiful. And my dad can't see that. He doesn't see it as beautiful. He sees it as me trying to like lure you into hell. Like he's used that terminology. It's like you're leading them to damnation. I'm like, bro, how is a planet where everybody chooses love as their primary directive hell? How is that damnation? Like, please explain the logic to me. Step one, tell people about this understanding of self-love as bandwidth, that you get to see the world, and then there is a world that you see. And the bandwidth you have to get good at is loving. Loving the seer, loving the seen, right? And realizing that the people you see are the things you see. Love them. The trees, the grass. And then the thing that sees only sees because it's willing to be loving, right? That is what I believe, right? That's the core of it. That's like the node in the center of the fractal that spirals outward. The crossing point of the infinity symbol or the Dega symbol or whatever, right? That's what it is for me. And trying to explain to him that if we can show up in that way, right? If everybody can realize they are loving awareness and love that which they're aware of, this world will inevitably become a better place. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise, right? Because from that perspective, the people you see suffering need to be loved. They don't need to be suffering, right? House them, feed them, make sure they have energy for heating, for their internet in the future as well, to be able to create things. Give them a community to connect with, to feel loved by, and make sure they have healthcare so they can continue existing in this world, right? Like, that is what I believe a loving approach to reality looks like. But we are the one looking. It starts with us. It starts with us. It has to start with us. We have to be the one that shows up for that love. And I don't know why, but my dad sees that approach as a selfish one, right? That I am evil, that I'm trying to equal myself to God by doing that. I'm hearing branches snap behind me. Love, 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 love. Sorry, that hurts my head. Love is true. Love, 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 love. I feel I'm so far behind. So far behind. You see, like 3 pages worth of text. Unfortunately, Melt is not allowed in the US. No, I'm not. Unfortunately, they won't let me come visit you, friends. I tried last year. I had tickets bought. Tickets bought. I had 3 different letters from 3 different friends giving me their utility bills, giving me their IDs, giving me an invitation to their homes, their addresses, and then telling the government that they'll be willing to like oversee any financial burden. I had financial statements. There was something else as well. Yeah, the tickets pre-bought, you know, like the land date and then the departure date. Both of the tickets already bought. And they were like, yeah, no, you can't come here, dude. Stay outside our country, oh, you filthy animal. An ice plunge in Canada. Gosh, guys, I need to go and do that. I've been cold showering, but I don't think it's close. And I was like thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, this is uncomfortable, but being submerged in ice water is probably worse, you know? So you're still soft, I tell myself. Experience the loved ones filling with bubbles, more true. Your dad's reflection on that fractal of the ego is valid. It's good to explore that. I am exploring it, unfortunately. And it's not very comfortable, but I am trying to explore it, Brother Bear. It's not fair for him to assume, still healthy, to explore. Then people piling into Joy's hotel room to shower off the nest. I look forward to meeting your dad one day, Melt, and telling him the story of how you and the space significantly changed my life for the better. I hope things go in a way where that's a possibility, Shan. As it looks right now, I don't know if it will be. I don't know if I'm gonna come back if I leave. I feel like that's the thing that's really painful in me right now. It's like I'm realizing that there is this certain level of unwillingness to see the person that I am. So, if he can't see me, he can't see me, right? And I don't know if that's selfish. I guess it is. I guess it would be selfish. But again, it's coming down to this fractal of love. I do not feel loved when I talk to him. I do not feel loved. I do not feel seen. Thank you, Pepe, for joining me. I do not feel seen. I do not feel understood. And even though we've had 25 years to work on it, the relationship hasn't gotten better. And in fact, is only getting more mean, you know, with the words he's using. This, like, I'll sit with him and have a conversation. Yeah, you can join me. I'll sit with him and have a conversation, and then he'll just leave, you know, tell me that he doesn't have time for this stupidity. And I'm like, okay, Dad, I'll be sitting here. Let's get Melt over to Tennessee. Yeah, that's nice, dude. We'll get all dirty and campy. Joy will be our saving grace, showing up in the glam and sparkle, probably smelling like cotton candy and energized. After a beauty rest, I love it. It sounds so perfect. Like I'm looking forward to it even. Wouldn't that be interesting if we say shared our stories of this space and its impact with Melstad? Yeah, that would be nice, but he wouldn't watch it, right? Like, if for instance, if you friends like made videos, for example, of you explaining the impact that this space has had on you, he will just straight up not watch it. If I we go like that, people of the space try to communicate the love that this space has allowed for them. Would you like to watch it? I don't have time for your stuff, you know. I can feel it. I can like already feel it. So it would be a waste of both of our times. Like I would appreciate it technically, you know, like that would be nice. But I don't think he would actually pay attention. I mean, who said we needed permission? Not struggle. It is 21 degrees Celsius and breezy right now. The woodpeckers brought out their baby today and they bounced around for a bit. The squirrels have been busy and have little ones as well. Baby ducks, baby buns. It is spring after all. How beautiful. Thank you for sharing that visual with me, dude. Getting teleported to a more beautiful place. I appreciate that. It's kind of beautiful. Seeing all of this brand new life this morning, can imagine. Kelly saying, Joe Bot, gotta share the love, right? Most of the lakes by me are glacier fed. You want to see God? Dive in a glacier, lake, and the Rockies. This is most of the life I've ever felt. I love the idea of being able to do that. Operation Smuggle the Golden Child. I'll be in a hell with you, bro. We'll be raving in the Sin car wash. Yeah, you know, like, and I make that joke with my dad, and he gets so frustrated with me. Where he's like, yeah, you're so far lost that you're okay with going to hell. I'm like, yeah, dad. If what I believe, if showing up for love every day sends me to hell, then so be it, though. So be it, bro. I'm fine. I'm fine with it, right? Like I would rather be in that hell than in the presence of a God who would damn me for living that type of lifestyle. So like, yeah, you know, get wrecked or whatever. I dare that God to love me more than his rules dictate. I dare you. Exactly, right? It's like, come on, dude. It's like, come on, bruh. Let's actually do like the one thing that a God of infinity would be capable of. Unconditionally loving, right? No condition needs to be met for me to love you, entity that I created, to be exactly as you are, to be given the neurochemistry, to be given all of the friends and family, to be given all of the information, to be, right? Like, I made you this way, but now suffer in hell forever for the way I made you. Oh. That doesn't make sense, bro. Please, come on, dude. Like, the logical fallacies. It's too far of a stretch. It's too far of a stretch for me to get behind it. Just backed myself a quick ball, and the sprinkler shot me in the face on the first hit. Katsak! I dare I love you more. Make eye contact with you. Take the next hit to establish dominance, dog. Yes. So much love. I had an image of that in my head. It's a good visual. Hope the Schweed isn't wet. Okay. Is there no way we can appeal getting melt in the US even for a vacation? No. Seems ridiculous that someone from SA can't visit the States. Yeah, it's not ridiculous. It's just visas. You know, and it's probably going to get worse because our country is a part of BRICS, and they're trying to de-dollarize the world, and it's a shit show. They're also not neutral because Putin happens to be a part of BRICS as well, and they're giving people diplomatic immunity if they're going to come to South Africa for like a whole thing. So our currency has been desolated, like absolutely wrecked. So many people have lost so much of their wealth, you know, because of our country's absolute incompetence. And me being attached to that country by visa, because I happen to be born here, means that your country don't want my kind, you know, in parentheses. Your kind, you know, you others, you hungry individuals. 60% of our youth, people under the age of 30, are unemployed. So it makes sense that they don't want me there because they think I'm gonna stay. I would probably would want to, but I have friends here. I have family here. I know this country has potential and it's beautiful, you know? Like, stop assuming, oh. Stop being so assumptions. Don't worry, Connor. Still rocking and rolling. The water mostly hit my eyes. I heard a funny story about God one time. Let's see this. And then nothing. Cool. Everyone should giggle the absurdity of it. It's wonderful. It really is. The space had me to realize I can love unconditionally. It is difficult, but again, love is your ability to give your presence in a moment, to give your focus. Love is multiplicity and unity. Love is the ability to endure reality, everything, to endure everything. And if you can remind yourself of those core kind of understandings of love, it is possible to love unconditionally. Because you can love someone, you know, even if they test your endurance, even if they really make it hard for you to focus, even if they make you feel so separate, right? So in the multiplicity instead of the unity, you can still love them. And I should remind myself of that as well. Love your dad, dude. I do love him. That's the joke, right? I wouldn't be feeling this way if I didn't love him. Again, justifies. Love is true. Love is true. Love is true. It's gonna be fine. Connor, that's amazing. Made me choke up a little bit. Mel tries radical honesty with angry joy and gets lynched. Gets learned. Didn't know you had tried so hard. All of us showing we support you. The only answer to this problem. Yeah, you're doing more than enough, dear friends. You're doing more than enough. Like, seriously, if it wasn't for you, friends, and if it wasn't for this space and being able to come to you, friends, and have this conversation, share this moment of presence, I would have not been here anymore. Like, I wouldn't see the point. Like, you friends have shown me love, right, in a way that I was never exposed to it in my whole life. Like, that's the joke, right? Like, in it's like this thing that I'm trying to explain to my dad. Love is true. Like, straight up, more than anything else I've experienced in my life. And then we come here every day, and then that truth is echoed, proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. Connor is gonna fall in love with the place called life. Yes, I can't even fathom getting rejected from coming here. That is nuts. Never heard about that before. Yeah, like, that's unfortunately how it works. If you don't have assets, if you don't have responsibilities, a job that you need to come back to in your country, they just do not let you come to theirs, right? Like, you have to have tangible anchors in your country before you're allowed to come there. Will Canada let you in if you can try to land the border and drive in? Probably the same, unfortunately. Right now, there's like a bunch of spiciness with borders happening, where countries are doubling down on the whole immigrants thing. And then we're going to have a population collapse, and then there's going to be this incentive to allow people into the country again. So I'm patiently waiting. I'm just going to be here in this moment, like I always am. Maybe I'll be in my 30s by the time it happens, but I'm okay being in my 30s. Maybe I'll be in my 40s. I'm okay being in my 40s as well. You know, I don't mind. I'm still going to be myself. Presence, loving consciousness, like we always are. The body will change, the environments will change, the governments will change, the money systems will change. Washing. You will remain. Everything else can melt away. You will remain. The I am remains ceaselessly present, lovingly present. And Like, how do you disprove that? Can it be disproven? Like, I feel like science is actually trying to make that a part of their philosophy right now. The fact that there is this loving presence, even at base reality. Quantum physics is confirming that shit as well right now. The unity, quantum entanglement, everything attached to everything else. Okay, Melt, I still want to try to get him here. We're both pretty close to the US border, and maybe some friends can come up. That does sound nice. There is always a way. We will find it. Pippi heard you needing love, and she came. She's been giving me her warmth as well. Mel, what kind of media does your dad consume? Like, where does he get his news? From YouTube videos. He watches YouTube videos about, I shouldn't say this, but probably far-right Christian preachers. Like, for instance, there was this day where he was pulling nails out of chairs, kind of like next to my room. And then he just has like his cell phone speaker blasting. And it's this dude, this Christian Orthodox person talking about, trans issues. And the Gary Lee joining us, love you, dude. And I'm just like hearing this, like over and over again, like this. And like I leave the environment because it's too much for me, and I go for a walk, and I'm like gone for like an hour, and I come back and he's still listening to a podcast, and they're still using the same terminology and the same like fear-based thinking and the blaming, and I'm like, bruh, I ask him, like, I'm like, Dad, do you enjoy listening to that? I ask him, and he's like, I enjoy it more than listening to this. Me asking him if he's enjoying listening to that. So yeah, like he's brain damaging himself seriously, and he cannot admit that to himself. He does not notice it. He just reaffirms his own biases, like, and then he feels safe within his ego, being like, oh yeah, somebody else also think what I think. Good, good. I'm not weird. I'm not bad. I'm like, that's not helpful. Oh, believing those things aren't helpful. You're not helping anybody. You're just causing more separation and pain within humanity. No, Esni, like God's rules. God has rules. Mel, what kind of media? Again, love to you. Thank you for asking. I understand what you mean, Mel. I think he's frustrated with himself more than anything. Remember that thing I sent you from the book about the century type? Like iron brand wrapped around his heart, frustrated to his core. Stuck in who he thinks he is. That's the way I think of it. Stuck in who he thinks he is. Being so stuck in that version of self that you're terrified of letting it go, not knowing who you are if you do. Melt, I'm curious what your dad thinks about me being the opposite of you. I'm baptized, but don't believe. Hell right. Yeah, straight to hell. Straight to hell, dude. It's like, like he would just tell you that you're confused, or you don't understand the gospel or the wisdom that there is, that you've been laid astray, probably by me. You'd probably be like, yeah, it's probably that Meltmore character who melted your brain or something. My dad is in a similar factor of nihilism and consuming Reddit, so I understand the frustration of trying to talk to him and try and help them understand that life isn't all bad. It is what you see, right? Your projection of reality is what you feel about reality, right? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Mel, I feel you. Like I have a lot of finite answers about your dad and your father. There's no lack of love in it. But you also understand that you need right now. He can't see you, that I believe. Yeah, and like him not seeing me can also help him gain some distance in a way where it will help him gain perspective about the growing that I am actually doing. So it's not all bad. I know that. Melty, you are a heathen, I am. And that makes you a lost in his eyes, in the eyes of a zealot. It also is easy to speak to those who choose not to listen, and it's not easy to be around them. I love you, brother. Yeah, it's true. Like I do try to listen, I just don't accept. And I feel like that's what he is kind of like stuck on as well. Like I'll listen to him and I'll be like, I'll offer him counterpoints but there is no acceptance of the things he's projecting at me, and that causes him great distress. Because he's the alpha, right? He's the dad. He's the one who's supposed to be teaching me how I'm supposed to be living my life. Stay focused and be methodical so that you can create your own space. I'm trying to do that, dude. Manifestation of a safe environment actively happening. I'm talking like I'm actually having conversations with people about getting a job and moving out and like this. It's happening. It's just a matter of time now. It will happen, absolutely. Melty American values, the practice of religion. Reapply and tell them that you're on a pilgrimage. I would rather not. Like, that's something like that goes against my morals, unfortunately. I'm coming to preach the gospel. My morals be like, nope, that's not okay, dude. That specifically is very not okay. You can't do stuff like that. I'm confused, getting a boat and you're smuggling melting into the state. I'm considering. I mean, buy yourself a yacht. Please stop licking. System's gonna crash soon enough as it is. Yep. I'd be on the same side of the ocean as Melty when the power does finally go out. The power isn't gonna go out, dude. The power doesn't have to go out. We have solar panels we can put on our roofs, you know. And satellite internet is going global as well right now. Like, we're going to have some rocky times ahead of us. That is probably true. But we're also not going to suffer it, I believe. Because suffering is wanting for things to be differently. We're going to be like, oh, yes, of course. This is what's supposed to happen. And great change will come as a result of it. Suddenly, oh shit, love is true. Getting my pilot's license and flying Melty over to Michigan. I have a cousin who actually has a pilot's license now, but I think it's like for small aircrafts. I don't know if you can do like cross-continental, and you also can't fly without like logging your stuff. Ooh, flying Melty makes sense. I don't read so good. It's okay. Michigan, love. I feel like there's an entertainment factor, but again, I'm unversed. Only quasi-family with the role of the bard. Do you also music or only scribe? The bard for that journey. I guess I'm in. Yes, please. We need everybody. Like, seriously. Everybody through multiple mediums, song orientation written, but it's mostly a front to do shady, stabby things in the dark when no one is watching. I love is terrible. I mean, on the D&D fractal, of course. Love again to you, Gary. It's nice having you, friend. Joe, I'm going to lie, sitting on a riverside bank inches away from the clear water filled with sea cows. Sounds like a bucket list top. I can kind of agree. Just having these other entities so gently, kind of like chilling along with you. Okay, Mel, your dad is brainwashed and radicalized. Like, for real. Oh yeah, I know that. I know that. What channels, influencers is he listening to? I don't know. Like, I couldn't be bothered, unfortunately. Like, I can see if I can open links. But I do believe in the radicalized perspective that he holds, you know, as like his state of being right now. So he's obviously a massive fan of Jordan Peterson, you know, just to like put that out there. And then there's John Lennox. He was into demons until this happened. That was the link my dad sent me, telling me that he thinks like, so this is his exact words, right? Like, sends me the link. And then underneath it goes, Môre my seun, hierdie ou het my baie aan jou laat dink. Loves you. Morning my son, this guy made me think about you. Love you. How God rescued him. He was into demons until this happened. Thanks, Dad. That's fantastic. Oh. And I legit, this is my answer to him. I'm like, Hi papa, dankie dat bedenk aan my. Ek sê dit vir baie liefde. Hello papa. Hi dad. Sending you lots of love. Thank you for thinking about me. Like Eo's into demons. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. That's so nice for you to be thinking of me. You know, like what does he think I'm up to? You know, Jordan Peterson video, uh, the rocks and the layers, talking about fossils. It has so many links. Most of them I sent him actually, weirdly enough as well, trying to communicate. You know, the fractals I'm in, trying to get him to understand. You know, from someone else who's not me. I wish I could just like go into his account and kind of like, you know, check it out. Probably be an invasion of privacy. But yeah, like he's believing in something. I just do not want to associate myself with it or believe in it as well. So in Florida and the youth campfire, that is true. Hypnotist or something. Living in a song. Of the autistic folks, it's compounding, never stopping feeling. For some, it might feel like a feather touching your skin. For me, it's needles. My mind can't focus on anything. The humidity, yeah. For me, it's like having the world encroach on my personal space from every direction, always. Jordan Peterson found the problem. Yeah, and like I at one point in my life also valued Jordan Peterson's, you know, perspective. But then, you know, it became like, again, a thing of just like separation. Like, yeah, oh well, it is what it is. How do you deal with someone that is nihilistic and constantly negative? You just create space for them, right? Don't try and solve their problems. Just ask them questions. Just like keep asking them questions. Maybe that's like one way to deal with it. Oh, yeah. That guy has some good stuff to say sometimes, but yeah, I'm not a fan of most of his stuff. I'll take the meat and leave the bone of that guy. Gotta be careful with his BS though. It's just his whole career started from basically like an experience of hatred, you know, and like it caused outrage, and then he capitalized on that outrage to propel his career, you know, and like now he's stuck in a fractal where that's who he needs to be. I mean, he needs to be that person who stands up for that thing, and there are people who want to hear that, right? It's like dog whistling. It's like he's blowing the whistle so that people can feel it's okay for them to sometimes do even worse things, you know. But it's, yeah. Speaking on that person, Connor, we just have to be told. Sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it until someone calls me out on it. That's a good way to see it. Stop being nihilistic, person. It is a constant anger and lashing out at the smallest things, most likely due to the underlying worldview. That's the way I see it as well. It's like base, you know, like where is your base? Where is your foundational belief? Right? The world is broken and you need to be saved. Ooh, silence. Or you are here to help save the world, right? And like whatever you feel about the world kind of like stems from that belief system. The person has to actively want to be that way, which involves acknowledging this behavior, then recognizing that it's wrong, and then finally that it's on him to change. Love is true. Thank you for sharing that wisdom, Sam. I'm going to play some kalimba just to kind of like get my mind to... I missed a lot of comments and my mind is losing its mind about it. It's like... I'm like, I know. So I'm going to play 2 minutes of kalimba, I guess. Skibop. There we go. I feel my mind actually calmed down a little bit. Don't think he's an elitist. He just has issues and deals with them through trying to find something wrong with the world that he can latch onto. If you aren't offering any solutions, then don't ruminate on the problems. The wisdom to know what I can change and to know what I cannot. The strength to accept the things I can't change, and the strength to change the things I cannot accept. All right? Creating a plan of action. Like maybe that should be the way, right? Like every single time there's nihilism, be like, hey, oh, you got some plans? You got some plans to change it? No? Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That's the part of me that's like at its tipping point. Is this your dad you're talking about or someone else? Ping pong pong kalimba. Yes, exactly. He just likes to consume negative media, end of the world type shit. Yeah, the doomerism, dude. The AI is gonna take our gerbs, and I was gonna be derogatory. You can fill in the blanks. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, dear friend, for offering me your beautiful ears so I can beautiful at them. I asked you too, Connor, what kind of channels and podcasts is he consuming and how much? As much as they can, Louisiana. Every chance they get, that's what they're doing, you know? And they're like on these WhatsApp groups as well, where there's a bunch of other dudes negativing, and they're like, yeah. And they send like these brain damage memes. So much of it. Connor, I get that though. Sometimes the dark corner of curiosity and mystery turns out to be a rabbit hole that's hard to climb out of. Reminding them that it's just a story and it isn't easy, and that it's also a fraction of infinity. Right? Yeah, there's bad shit. Of course there is, but there's also good shit. Wow. On day 888, Mindfell's God. I found him. I found him in all of you friends. I don't even know if it should be a him. Like the him is just the polarity thing, right? The magnetism. I found magnetism as your consciousness, as your awareness, as your focus in this moment. For Fox News, not Fox. He is more left wing than anything. He almost scrolls to the front. He mostly scrolls to the front page of Reddit, and Reddit has kind of like figured out what he keeps clicking the comments off to see the outrage is happening there, and then they feed him more of that. People fall into so many fallacies for a false sense of power. Lo and behold, be searching for 7 C's for something from within. Thank you for helping me, Joy, find it. It's not easy to remind ourselves. It's just a story sometimes. That's why I'm having a solid spiritual and emotional foundation is necessary to go exploring. It's easy to get lost, exactly. You should know where you are before you start venturing outwards, right? So you can come back to where you are, and then you can venture outwards into the dark, and then you can come back to where you are, and then you can venture into the light, and you can experience the fullness of this fractal. You can experience the ebbs and flows. You can learn from the whole. The Merkaba. Yesterday, we pulled a tetrahedron, and this is another tetrahedron melting through a tetrahedron, creating what they call a star tetrahedron or a Merkaba. It's a interdimensional vehicle for your soul. At least that's what I've been told. The way that you're supposed to imagine it is that you have masculine energy, an upwards facing triangle encapsulating your body. And then you have feminine energy, a downward facing triangle encapsulating your body. And these two 3-dimensional triangles are spinning in counterclockwise and opposite directions. And then that spinning creates a vortex field in you that channels energy through your being. I don't know if it's true, but that's what it is, right? So, having said those words, let's see what it means, at least Francine Hart's beautiful description of what it's supposed to mean, at least for her. Card number 12. Card number 12. The star tetrahedron, a vehicle, or the Merkaba. Sicketh. Let's go. The reversed, oh, I pulled it reversed, and it goes, this card has no reversed aspect. This important three-dimensional shape in sacred geometry represents the interpenetration of two tetrahedrons, one upward-facing male and the other downward-facing female. And male and female in this context, I keep having to stress, isn't genitals, it's polarity, right? Like a magnet has a positive pole and a negative pole, and then there's energy flow, right? There are like lines where if you had like a meter or a sensor, it would be like unclear whether it was the positive or the negative pole that's happening. But there is polarity. Hello, Peppy. You want to come and sit on me? Come. Oh. Mercy. Upward facing male and the downward facing female. Together they form a beautiful configuration called the star tetrahedron, or Merkaba. The Merkaba is believed to be an instrument of expanded awareness, a space-time vehicle for multidimensional travel, and a path towards ascension. Choosing this card connects you with the aspect of your being that stretches beyond everyday life and promises to support your understanding of evolving consciousness and universal wisdom. You may want to employ this image to help balance your male and female aspects. You might decide to construct your own star tetrahedron and embellish it with personal symbols. You may wish to learn one of the breathing meditations that are widely available to help you experience the Merkaba as an interdimensional vehicle. I've been doing this gateway process, meditations, and it goes, you put yourself in a box, and my box is a, what do you call it? A tesseract. So it's a fourth dimensional object that has a box inside of a box. And then this box inside of the box can expand, and then the outside box becomes the inside box. I know, but that's the way it visualized the first time I thought about this box. You put yourself, your physical matter, your problems in the box. Then you resonant tune where you over and over again until you feel like a sense of like, let's just like energy. You can feel like there's resonance happening in your being. And then like there's this breath exercise where you imagine energy flowing up from your head, coming around, creating this torus field. So it feels like this card is so synchronous to this Merkaba as an interdimensional vehicle, because I do. Like I was doing Focus 12 today, where you expand your consciousness beyond just like mind. And I was flying over the world, coming and saying hi to you, friends. It was quite an experience. It felt like I was traveling interdimensionally without having to move my body. Anyway, you decide to apply this energy, regarded as a powerful model for the manifestation of dynamic balance and the evolution of your vision. Yeah, what a card. What a card. How sicketh. Let me see. He is super atheist and believes that when you die, you die type beat. Yeah, that's what I was taught as a kid, but I'm definitely found my spiritual side. Like this, yeah. Like I used to believe that as well, so I understand. And that's all I have to say. Spirit doesn't have to mean afterlife. Dang, you could rather scroll the front page. It's a concept of being able to experience this moment beyond the physical senses. And then I talk about that stuff as well, of course. Thank you, Joshmo, for echoing the sentiment. There's definitely spirit. There's more to your body than just your body. I can guarantee you that. I have seen it too many times. Like it's more real than my actual body to me, kind of vibe. That would be nice, but whatever I say, anything about it, he's like, what do you think? I'm stupid. I'm aware of the propaganda. Yet he constantly talks about the bullshit and the views of the Redditors. Yeah, that's a little bit yikes. A candle in the darkness. Help, I'm in the box. It's just, I feel that though, Mel. Can't complain about when you really can't change someone's mind if they don't want to. They find comfort in that fractal that they believe in, unfortunately. People who ride the left wing have reasons to be upset right now, Connor. I'm not excusing his doomerism or the way it affects his family members. It's hard to see what's going on every day here. Yeah. Melt imagines visiting us while meditating. Of course I do. I approximate, like I'm imagine moving through space, and then there's like a certain level of dissonance where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Joy, and then I'm like, she's kind of like roughly in California. So I imagine the map zooming in and then going into California, and then the process of like zooming into California, almost like flash cuts to me being inside your house, and you were sleeping. Most of your friends were just like, while I was visiting you, and I was like, yeah, blessings. And then I flew somewhere else. People in the left wing. A staircase in the woods. Well, Sham, I don't think most of the stuff he's talking about is really... Pepe, please, relax. Thank you. The demons can try and take me. I am untakeable. You cannot take me, demons. I am of this world. No, I am in this world, but I am not of this world. I reside in a place beyond this world, and this is my world that I am occupying. Seek the unknown, but remember your foundation. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Remember that you are ultimately loving awareness. Underneath all of the layers, you are lovingly aware of this. Aware of this. Have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I sincerely love you all so very super, jumbo, gigantically, gargantuanly, massively dearly. Melt and all of you absolutely amazingly, fantastically, phenomenal friends. Yeah, I feel good to say. No, you, Shan. Love to you too, friend. Be a sponge that can be filled and squeezed out but retains its shape. And the one that shapes the sponge knows that there's always more to absorb. Absorb love, dear friends. I see the star tetrahedron. Ooh, it's so sexy. It's kind of like, you know bismuth? It's like a type of metal. Hey, Google, show me pictures of bismuth.
These pictures should match.
Thank you, Google. That's what it looked like. It was that material, but as a star tetrahedron. Bwomp, bwomp. Sick. Blessings to you, friends. Thank you for crystallizing your consciousness into this moment and for consciously evolving, becoming more powerful by the day. By the day. More powerful today than you were yesterday. You will be more powerful tomorrow than you are today. Keep growing, dear friends, and go and share love. Lives in the pineapple. Who lives in the pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. And I must get okay. Mind lost, regained. I love you, friends. Actually, it's gonna be, at least on my side, 2 hours and 22 minutes in a minute. So I'm gonna wait for that. Look at you, friends. Pepe, what are you barking at, dude? What are you? There's like darkness. So like, if you're seeing something, and you're barking at something, like I'm scared. Oh, like you should, like that's concerning. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. You're supposed to be alerting me to danger. You saying danger, danger, and nothing mauling me to death is more concerning. I would rather just get like mauled mildly and then run away, or like fight the creature trying to kill me. But the fact that whatever is watching me, you're barking at it and it's just sitting there, peering from the darkness, at me. That's more concerning, Pippi. Stop doing that. You should stop. It's gonna be, yeah, triple two. More download happening. Heart Queens, Melt is giving me the light skin stare. What does light skin stare mean, dude? I've never heard those words in my life. I can't wait. 2 hours with you. Got a meeting soon. It was just like a minute. It was just like a minute. It was just like 5 twos in a row. It's done. I would rather get I would. Wouldn't you rather get mildly killed by the thing trying to kill you? Yeah. Heart. More. I also can. Yeah. Thank you, friends, for heart spamming me. I love you so much. So much you. I appreciate you loving me too, for spending a moment in this space with me. Until we do this again tomorrow, dear friends. Love you. Cheers.